horizontal. I'm pretty sure I clicked that button, but I also tried to click the button about keeping all after the live is over. So I guess maybe you can't have both. I don't know. I don't I don't know how YouTube works, but anyway, welcome back to our morning walk. It is a really pretty sunny day. Some clouds, but really nice, chilly. I was going to talk to y'all about the weather because I'm a little bit nervous about it. And those of you who live anywhere above Tennessee are going to think that I'm a total weirdo. But I'm a little bit concerned about the weather this weekend. I mean, I don't like watch the weather. I don't focus on the weather. I try not to complain about the weather. You know, I know that we need all of it. And I'm thankful for the season. So I tried to just put that sort of as a can't really do anything about it, so it doesn't really matter category in my mind. I'm getting a little bit nervous about this weekend. They're talking about like freezing rain, 2 inches of ice. Y'all, if we get 2 inches of ice, we're not ever going to get out of our house again until May. 2 inches of ice really scares people in the deep south. So I'm trying to think of all the things that I need to do so that we don't have a problem. Like my animals, I'm really concerned about that. My poor cows, they have a barn, a nice big barn, but they rarely go in it. Certainly they're smart enough to go in the barn, but then their water is going to be frozen. That adds a lot of difficulty to things. I don't have like a heater in the water trough. We live in Alabama. We don't need that. But I guess I'm just going to have to take a hoe or a shovel or something down and break up the ice, which I've had to do before. I'm not against that, but I don't really want to do that when it's freezing rain on my head. I'm not really a fan of that. So I'm trying to think of another alternative. If you have one, let me know. And my goats, they're so little. I don't know what I can do about them. I think they'll be okay. They have a shelter. They can all get in there, but there's this one that everybody else bullies. And I saw the bigger one like kick her out today when she was just trying to stay under the shelter. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, hopefully it'll just be snow. Snow is beautiful. Ice is scary. I know that sort of is not something that other people in other parts of the country or world can understand, but that's how I feel as someone in a subtropic climate feels. I've been enjoying these walks so much, and I'm thankful for the encouragement because sometimes I feel like when I get done, that didn't go like I wanted it to, but it's very sweet of y'all to encourage and tell the things that were helpful. Feel free to tell the things that are not, and we can make it better as we go along. But progress that we're really pushing and we're still walking. I think a lot of goals at the new year die like January 15th. So we're past that. So that's good. Maybe we'll keep it going forever or until we get too old to walk. So I thought it would be good for us to sort of have a theme each time we talk, each time we walk together, that we could sort of have something to talk about, so y'all know that I'm really not trying to just ramble. I do put a little bit of thought into it. Helps me to stay focused. So I thought today would be a good day for us to talk about what are we going to do about the rising grocery prices and feeding our family good food without stressing about it. I don't want to stress about it. I don't want to feel like it can't be done. I don't want to feel like I do something wrong when the groceries are higher than they normally are. I just want to feel good about doing my best. But it's hard when you go to the store and everything's $1 more than it was 2 months ago. It's discouraging. And I also want to be able to keep the $50 meal plans coming. I'm getting nervous about that. I mean, we are literally going to have to be eating rice and beans if we're going to eat for a week. A family, even a family of 4 or 5, if we're going to try to keep it $50 a week, we're going to have to eat beans and rice literally every day. And I try not to do that. I try to be creative in the meal plan so it's not boring and so your kids don't like hate supper time. Lane hates supper time. But that's for different reasons. It's not necessarily, well, I guess it is because of the food. I wouldn't say he's picky. I would just say he's uninterested. That's another topic for another day. But I don't want your kids to be hating supper time. So I try to keep things interesting and not boring. But I went to the grocery store twice this week already. And both times I was like, you have got to be kidding. Went to Aldi yesterday. And Aldi, I can count on Aldi to be pretty inexpensive, at least as compared to other stores, even Walmart. I find Aldi to be the cheapest option. I know not all of you have Aldi, but I do feel like in my area, I can trust Aldi to be the most inexpensive option for good food. But the one Aldi that I went to didn't have the meat, the ground beef. Have y'all been buying ground beef? I mean, budget meal plans and ground beef are not friends right now, for sure. But I'm sort of scared to get like the normal ground beef at Aldi. And it's not much more to get the organic, grass-fed. So that's what I choose. That's what I go for. It's like 50 cents difference for a pound. And I feel like that's a good trade-off because I'm not really sure they don't put other stuff in the other beef, but maybe they don't. I don't know. Anyway, another off topic. We can talk about that another time. But I went in there to the second Aldi because they didn't have ground beef at the first one. I bought 3 pounds of ground beef and it was $21 for 3 pounds of ground beef. I wonder if I can turn this around and y'all can see Lane. He's on the trampoline jumping. I'll walk up here. He's hollering at me, so I'll go see what he wants. He's jumping on the trampoline while I'm doing my walk. He's very offended that I did not let him come on this walk today. But I promised him I would go on a walk with him. But he likes to drive his little tractor. and it's really loud. And I knew y'all wouldn't be able to hear me talk over his tractor, so we have to do 2 walks. One with y'all and one with Lane and his tractor. Let me go see what he wants, because he's still screaming at me. What'd you say? I'm talking to my friends. I'm walking. Are you having fun? Are you having a good time? I'm talking to my friends. Okay. He said, okay. So $21 for just 3 pounds of ground beef was like, this is stressful. And then I go to Costco the day before, and I love Costco, by the way. I'm not ripping on Costco because I love them. But it was $100, and I got maybe 6 items. Now, I know it matters about what items you get at Costco, but it was 3 bags of coffee. Kendall needed some or wanted some chicken nuggets. She paid me back for those. And we got 3 rotisserie chickens, and Lane got like a snack, a like 16-pack snack, Nutella. It's his favorite. If you want to know what his favorite thing to eat is, it's Nutella and breadsticks. And it was over $100, and I was like, wow, this is so stressful to me. I'm not in a position where we can't afford food. And thanks to God, we've never been in that situation. We have been in a situation where money has been very, very tight. We've always lived on one income, and we've always had to make choices based on that decision that we've made. So we are blessed, and I am thankful, and I don't worry about not having food. But I do get concerned about being able to afford all of the options that we have been able to afford in the past and still stick to our budget. And also, I think about all of the people who are losing their jobs, all of the people who are getting laid off or losing them altogether, or their hours are getting cut, all of the people who are having to make difficult decisions to move where they live because they can't afford living in their current situation. And then the price of food just keeps going up and up. So I want to encourage us to not worry. There's no benefit in worrying, but being conscious of the decisions that we make. And I know that we can still feed our family good food, but we're going to have to be a little more intentional, a little more thoughtful about the choices that we make, so that we can still do all of the things, feed all of the mouths, all of the meals, without having extra stress. And I do think that a lot of times, if we make intentional plans ahead of time, that fixes so many problems. So many stressors are relieved whenever we just have a plan ahead. And I've tried to do that this week. I sat down on Sunday and I made my meal list. I tried to have a good variety that everybody would like, but I tried to pick different things that everybody would get full on also, that we would have well-balanced meals. And that way I'm not going into the store without a plan and throwing things in the buggy that we don't need. That way you can shop at your house first. And that's my plan this year. I'm trying really hard to try to keep an eye out for discounted foods, in particular discounted proteins, and then stocking my freezer with the discounted food. That way I can shop first from my freezer, my pantry, and I don't have to pay full price for everything. And I feel like that's going to make a difference. I've not really done that before, and it's taking some effort for me to like switch the way I think, because I like to go into the grocery store and just throw the things in the cart. But the step before that, looking in my pantry, seeing what I already have, marking that off of my list as if I've purchased it this week, is very helpful in reducing the cost. We're not going to be able to eat for free. Everything that we eat is going to cost money. So we shouldn't complain or be worried about it or feel discouraged about that part. I mean, it's not wasting money to buy a hamburger or to make your family a hamburger. That's not wasting money. But we do have to sort of shift our mindset and know a hamburger is not costing 5 cents anymore. You know, those days are gone. We just have to recalibrate our mind and do the best that we can, plan ahead. And I think that will make a big difference. That's what I'm going to try to do on our Friday videos. I'm going to try to make it a little bit easier on you so that you can have some ideas for healthy but inexpensive meals. And that way a lot of the legwork is already done. You don't have to do a lot of extra thinking. And then your work is to go and find the deals. And we've just made it a game. Me and Lane, when we go to the store, if he was still out on his trampoline and I went and asked him, what is our new favorite game at Aldi? He would tell you, look for the red stickers and the ones with the 5 and the 0. He knows exactly what he's looking for. And he has a really good eye for those small details, and he does not miss them. So go into Aldi. I talked to the manager. I think I told y'all this before, but I talked to the manager and he said at opening, if you're going to Aldi, at opening is the best time to find all of the discounted stuff. They may do a little bit during the day, but they're going to do most of their discount stickers before the store even opens so that they can get rid of most of it before they have to throw it away. And if you have several Aldis in your area, they are managed differently. Even though he said everybody was supposed to do the same company-wide, it's still store to store is very different in my area. I have one store that I love going to because those people have to order red stickers 4 times as often as the other store down the road. They are so generous with their discount stickers. And so just go around, find the best one in your area, and talk to your manager. Find him or her and just say, do you mind if I ask you some questions? When is the best time for me to come in so that I can get the discounted meat and bakery? And they'll be happy to tell you. He was so friendly. Also, Target is another surprising place to find discounted meat. And I did not really expect that, but I went into my local Target the other day, and we were there for, I can't remember what we were looking for, toothpaste or something. But I went over, I always go and check for the discounts in whatever store I'm in. If they have groceries, I go and check it out just in case. And they had really good cuts of chicken, like Purdue, all natural. Cheaper than I had expected. So Target is a good option. Walmart is a good option. I don't love Walmart meat. I would rather have Aldi meat than Walmart. But it is a good a good option for discounted meat prices. So check that out. And then you can start storing ahead. And I mean, if you can save $4 each meal, that adds up quick. So that's a really easy thing. And to me, it's enjoyable. I like to walk. I like to walk. I do like to walk with you. I like to go grocery shopping, is what I was meaning to say. I like to go search for the deals. It's like an adrenaline thing for me. So it's enjoyable for me just to run in and see what can I find. You might not be able to do that. And if you can't, that's okay. But if you can, it's a really, really good way to try to find good deals. So that's what I'm going to try to do this year. I'll encourage you along the way. We can do this together, learn together the new environment, the new costs of everything, and we can still feed our family good food and not blow our budget. We don't have to feed them junk food. I know that's an offensive term to some people. Processed food is a nicer way of saying that. We don't have to choose all of the processed foods. Sometimes it's okay to save time, but you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it immediately, and then also, I think, health-wise, it's not as good long term. Okay, phew. 24 minutes. Wow, we've done so good. I've had fun. I did want to show y'all one thing before we leave. If you watched last week's video, I was talking to you about wanting to make less trash. So look at my garbage can. My garbage day, oh wow, I don't know how to work this thing. My garbage day is tomorrow, and my lid is closing. So we have one half-filled bag. Our garbage man is going to be proud of me. I hope that you're able to stick with all of your goals for 2026. I know that it's hard to create new habits, especially creating a lot at a time. So I'm trying to keep it simple and not stress myself out. But that one I feel like I can do on a daily basis. Try to create less garbage. And I feel like a success on that one this week. Well, today and tomorrow I'm going to work on my video for Friday. I talked to y'all last time about how I ought to be ahead in my schedule, but I'm not. And that's not even a goal. That ship has probably sailed. Who knows? Maybe I'm a little ahead. That's going to be just some simple meals that we can make for our family that will save some money, save some time, save a little bit of sanity. If you have some good ideas to sort of start your meal plan off with, 3 or 4 easy, simple family meals. That's what's coming on Friday. I'll have to think of a catchy title for it. So if you have an idea, let me know. I never know what to title things. I feel like you have to be a little bit eye-grabbing if people are going to click on it. But then if you're too eye-grabbing, people roll their eyes at you. So anyway, I look forward to that video on Friday. And Friday morning, I'll plan to walk with you again at 9 o'clock Central, same time as today. I hope that it will not be raining or freezing cold, or, well, freezing cold I can handle. Sleet, I will be staying inside if it's sleeting. So anyway, thank you so much for walking with me today. I hope that our talk about grocery prices was helpful. I didn't mean to go so long. Next time, we'll cut it out. Nobody has 30 minutes in the morning to spend listening to me gab on. So I'll try to be a better time manager next time. But I did enjoy talking to you. I'm thankful that I can go back and read all of your messages. I fixed that in the app, so everybody will be able to see all of your messages from here on out. And I hope you have a wonderful, sunny, bright day today. I love you.